Okay, here we go. Howdy, Kim. Long time no see.
I know. Listen, I just want to say that I commend you for putting yourself out there, and that I don't think anybody I know could have made that a full head. I know
You don't.
I certainly couldn't. I certainly couldn't.
You don't have to worry about me, Kim. I come in with a learning mindset.
But wouldn't it be nice to be able to
Yes.
like
Yes.
dissect it that much that
Yes.
you can? And I only have seen that in a few players. Mike McDonald in his day, I saw make some huge folds.
Mm.
I saw and a few other like sort of elite players that made folds like, how could they fold that? But they've deduced everything that we deduced.
Yes.
And I just don't think we can do it. And I would so love to get there.
Yeah, I find that too. And there was a few times down there as part of this live series where I think if I had either been thinking more quickly or had more time or had been able to sort of just be more practiced in that real-time analysis, then I could have found a couple folds that
like dissecting the hand or something.
Well, even just like doing a better job of just strictly ranging my opponent and like being more realistic about the specific combos that they could have, and then that they would then take that action with. Like there was another in one of the bracelet events, I called a river bet, and it was one of those things where it was the absolute strength of my hand, but it didn't take long for me thinking about it afterwards to be like, no, he's really doing that almost exclusively with value. And it was, it's just it's interesting because I think part of it is playing online so much. I'm kind of trained to making a decision that I feel good about in 30 seconds and then pulling the trigger. And so I am not, and I've played plenty live, but like, most of my competitive poker has been online by a long shot. And so I was telling Steve about this down there, playing more live now that the world's opening up again. One of the things I have to work on is actually using the time well, because my brain, I've trained my brain over like, probably a million hands by now to just make a good decision and move on in 30 seconds. And there's better information available live. And
well, I certainly didn't play at the top of my game, but I played better than I ever have, I think. And mostly due to being able to starting to range people.
Yep. Me too.
And I have to give a huge shout out to Ryan LaPlante because I used one of his live poker tells to win at least 3 huge pots that were integral to me cashing or going far in an event.
Wow. Okay.
And if I hadn't listened to that and watched that the week before I went down, I wouldn't have been able to have it in my arsenal.
That's amazing.
So that probably won me more than anything.
With different villains, but the same tell.
Yeah.
Well, now you gotta share.
No, I can't. You have to go. You have to join Learn Pro Poker, and you have to watch.
That's right.
His live coaching session that was the week before I went to Vegas. Let's see when was that.
We could put that together. And if folks are watching at home, you can go to rec.poker/resources and sign up for LPP, get a little discount every month, and it tells them that we sent you. So go check that out. Check out that great tells video from Ryan LaPlante, the one and only. And then you, like Kim, can make soul reads and profit.
I am happy to tell Rec Poker Nation what it was. I'm just kind of teasing it.
I know. No, that's great. That's great.
Stuart knows what it was. I used it a number of times, and I used it when I didn't see it to see if it was right. I also called, so it's when to call a huge bet on the river.
That's why
it's when to call or you with a weak made hand.
That's a good thing to know how to do.
Yeah. Okay. And so I also used it a couple of times when it wasn't as big, but it was still a significant one. And I'm like, I don't really see it here, but
Mhm.
I have a value hand. I want to see if my other
Oh,
reads are working.
well-
And sure enough, I was beat on those times.
Right, because you didn't get your tell.
Because I didn't get my tell.
Cool.
This is why you should not be on your phone when you're not in a hand.
Yeah,
and watch,
it's true.
Watch every hand.
Yeah.
Table.
Yep.
If you do pick up things, that's why I like dealing.
Ryan LaPlante said he uses this as the single most important tell in live poker.
All right. Well, I'm an LPP member, so I'm going to go scroll over there and check that out.
I could just tell us in this little group.
You can put it in the chat, and then no one who's watching the video can even find out later. It'll be our little secret.
Good idea, Jim.
Yeah, because we let anybody watch these videos. The OPaH, anybody can watch these. I like that idea though. I almost did a whole video. I almost did a whole study course this summer, going through Zach Elwood's video series on tells, because I thought it would be helpful for members heading down to Vegas to have that refresher as we get back into real life. But life got in the way. I did not have the capacity to do that this summer, but it's on the docket for next spring. Zach said he'd do a Q&A with our members and maybe give us a discount on the videos or something like that. Yeah. So that'd be really, really cool to do in advance of our next big live session. But yeah, it was funny. I've always enjoyed live poker, but I've played kind of less and less live, and particularly over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it was weird playing live again, just mechanically, and all the stuff like figuring out the pot size in real time, and even like we talked about in your session earlier, Kim, how to take notes effectively.
Right. That's the key if you're going to try and learn, is to try and learn from these. And I looked back at my notes and they're a piece of crap. Even though I have the levels and what chips I had at the start of the level, when I'm putting a hand down, I'm going, all right, that makes absolutely no sense. I don't know what's going on in this hand.
Hey, there's 3 Jims at your table.
Oh, who's the other Jim?
J.A. Cole.
Oh yeah, is that a Jim too?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Not met that Jim. I've not met that Jim.
No,
he's a
you're a
friend of
Jim
ours.
I've met.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
We have more gyms. We have 50% gyms in our
That's true. Our gyms our gym value is proportionally larger. That's right. Half the group's a gym.
Jim and Kim. I should be Tim.
Yeah.
Jim or those that rhyme with Jim. We might have to kick you out, Stewie.
Yeah.
There's only one Stu.
Yep. Actually, my brother's name is Stu.
STU?
STU. Yep. And we don't really get along. So every time I see your name, I'm like, I'm just kidding. I do have a brother named Stu, so I'm very used to Stu. We get along fine.
Bastard.
That's it.
Anyway, I felt that all of my studying went, that I really felt that I played the best I've played ever live, even though I had some bad games in Vegas. I definitely wasn't on my A game all the time.
Right.
I just felt, I felt like I wasn't lost. Like I felt like, all right, this makes sense. This makes sense. I'm ranging this, I'm doing this, I'm going to bet this amount, not always right, but I certainly felt more confident than I felt in a while. So that was really fun.
Me too.
I didn't know how I was going to feel down there. you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. No, I hear everything you're saying. I felt exactly the same way.
I felt
So,
that
I
way
just-
in Iowa.
Yeah.
Having played live before I got there was a huge help to me. So yeah, I had already gone through that, Kim.
Yeah, that's good. Now I see there's another Run Good series coming up.
Yeah, we're doing another, it's a shorter event. They're doing November 11th to 14th back at Council Bluffs.
Is there anybody going from, I should
yeah.
post it in the,
Yeah, I'm sure
there?
Steve's going.
I know Steve's going, but he's the only one I know of. I know I can't, unfortunately, and it's killing me.
It's
Where is
in
this?
It's in Tim Fritz's backyard. It's his
Yeah,
local
I just-
casino.
I
Council
just-
Bluffs, Iowa.
I just looked it up. It's only 4 hours to get there by plane.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
Hmm.
What
You
state
should
is it
go.
in?
You should
Iowa.
go.
Iowa.
Iowa.
and about $500, which, you know,
It's not that bad.
not too bad, but I could probably get it for points too.
Nice. Yeah, I used up all my travel time on the Vegas trip. I'm gonna be might drive down to visit Bronwyn's parents for Christmas.
Okay.
That's probably the next time we'll cross the border. Although it'd be nice to get down to Thunder Valley for that WPT event.
That would be nice. When is that?
California in December.
California.
It's December 4th or December
I have
11th.
to have,
I
I
thought it
have
was
to have
11th
another,
and 12th.
11th. I think that's right.
Yeah.
11th. Yeah.
I have to have another hand surgery in December, so
Ah,
I'm probably gonna be laid up for a while.
yep. One or both? I don't recall.
Just one finger on the one hand that sort of
Mhm.
didn't heal properly
Hmm.
from the last surgery. So. It'd be nice though, but I was looking at the Run Good poker series. So it'd be fun to go to one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are fun.
just
it's a
had
good time.
Tana on the show, talking about it. They do have a good time. What about you, Dave? Have you ever played a Run Good event?
I haven't. I played. Where did I play? It was a long time ago. I played the. Might have been one of the predecessor things. What was that called?
Was
Oh,
it
I
a
think
different
I got-
tour?
I think it was the Deep Stacks thing before it became part of the WPT.
Oh, yeah.
Was when Ms. Rocky and some of those guys were involved with it.
Yeah, I don't remember the details, but I know the club. And yeah, they're the like WPT deep stacks now or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Played that one in Niagara Falls sometime. Sitting right beside Mike Mattisau, which was really annoying, man. Holy crap, does he talk?
Hey, Dave, have you ever been around Helmuth?
No.
Because after Jim left Vegas, I saw him playing Dealer's Choice. Helmuth and Mattisau sitting next to each other. And
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw,
man.
I saw some
And
of that on.
Helmuth never shuts up. He just a
Right.
constant, like a machine gun. And the next table over, Daniel Negreanu. So it was a blast sitting there just watching,
That's
going
awesome.
back and
That
forth
is
and
awesome.
watching those guys.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
I was actually sitting at the table. I couldn't move away from Mattisau for like a couple
Oh,
hours.
you poor thing.
That was bad, man.
I sat next to Will Kassouf in Ireland,
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
but he was actually pretty quiet that day.
Oh,
Really?
boy.
Yeah.
But he wasn't
he-
talking about poker. He was just
Ooh.
babbling about everything.
Nice one, Jim.
Yeah, we were reeling each other in on that one. Set over set.
Set over
Bad
set.
luck.
On,
Oh, who'd you take out?
he didn't take him out, but he did it pretty
Okay.
hard. Jacob.
Yeah, it took some chips away from Jacob Kiki, so that's good news for everybody else in the tournament.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, the other Jim's gone with nines against King Queen suited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hey, missed it.
There's some new players here that I don't recognize the names of. Interesting.
We got a bunch of new members around
Oh,
the
Shane.
Club WPT one.
Yeah.
and we had a
Same
bunch of
here.
new members signing up since WSOP started.
Okay,
I've been down there waving the flag at every table I'm at.
that was fun.
It honestly is the most fun I've had. Like, I love the experience of repping rec poker. Just like people are like, what's rec poker? I'm like, I'm so glad you asked. So yeah, that was like, I've always had a good time playing poker, but being part of the wrecking crew and talking about rec poker and playing live poker to other people that are like friendly at the poker table, I would like to do this for the rest of my life, please. That was like the most fun I've had in a long time, and it wasn't just the Long Island iced teas talking.
That was only one night, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was only one night, and like, and I guess I'm over 40 now, because the next morning I was like not at my best anymore. The next morning I went back to the tables to kill like an hour before the daily deep stack started. And I was like, my hands were trembling. I was like, it's just not making good decisions. Didn't want to be there. It's like, okay,
Bad
so
boy.
Well, I couldn't tell that, Jim, by seeing you the next morning. You look fine. You look fine to me.
I felt pretty good at the house. I felt pretty good at the house, but I felt like I was, mostly in control at the table. And I must have been, because I left with a bunch of chips. But Steve came over to visit the table at one point because he was playing the deep stack. And I remember that happening. And I remember saying in a very controlled manner to the rest of the people at the table, oh, this is Steve. This is the guy I was telling you about. He owns the place. This is the guy I work with over at Rec Poker. And he was, and Steve was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I'm going to go on my way. Perfectly routine. Steve's version of the event is that he comes over. He comes over and I'm like, hey guys, this is Steve. This is the guy who was telling you about. Knock a drink off the table. I did knock a drink off the table. And I'm all over the place. And Steve's like, okay, I'm just gonna nope out of here. You guys have a good night. So maybe I wasn't quite as under control as I thought I was, but I was feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, it was funny. Steve and I were standing outside the pavilion on a break of one of the deep stacks, and this rep, actually, he said he was the guy that started BBO tables.
Oh yeah,
the table maker.
Oh, George.
Yeah. I think that was his name.
Mine like a steel trap.
Yeah, no kidding. He walks up and asks me while I'm standing next to Steve about rec poker. And I started to explain it, and I said, well, this guy started it. He can probably explain this better than I can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think we made an impression.
Ryan was standing next to us talking while BBO walks, while this guy from BBO walks up there.
That's funny.
And it's like, yeah, the last person in this group that needs to be explaining this.
No, but hey, man, that's the thing. Like, you and I both signed up to be Rec Poker members in exactly the same fashion. Yeah. I mean, I had like 3 or 4 other opportunities at tables, just like you were talking about, where people asked me about the patch and the the shirt and stuff, and we just talked about it. It was cool. So, it is cool. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Because I'm used to repping Rec Poker somehow. I'm either wearing the mask or the hat or the polo or the hoodie. So usually, let's say I'm wearing like the hoodie and a hat or something, and someone will say, oh, like, what's Rec Poker?
Mm-hmm.
But because I'd brought this suit down because I was taking Bronwyn out for dinner. We were going to like fancier dinners. So I wanted to have like at least one suit to wear. So I wore it at the tables on the first day. And when on our way in, we stopped somewhere for breakfast. This is the first time I've worn the suit. Like, I've owned it for years, but it's the first time I've worn it down there. And I've got the Rec Poker hat on. And as we're sitting down for breakfast, this guy leans over from another table and says, hey, are you a sponsored pro? I was like, what? No. He's like, but you're here to play poker, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, well, good luck. And I was like, okay, well, that's a welcome to Vegas moment. That was super fun.
Yeah.
But then we get to the Rio, or it was the Venetian actually that day. And the people that are asking me about Rec Poker, they're not saying, hey, what's Rec Poker? 3 people ask me, oh, do you own that company? It's the suit.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything else is exactly the same, but it's the suit. I think I get at least 20% more folds wearing the suit than not wearing the suit.
Nice.
There's something about it that is like hardwired into the human brain. Well, people like give you more credit when you're wearing a sports coat than when you're wearing a hoodie. I might never not wear a jacket again while playing live poker because it's like an edge. It's like an edge.
Mike Sexton talked about that all the time. Honestly, looking your best at the table.
Yeah.
Well, you see Tony Dunst. Yeah, I was going to say Tony Dunst always looks like
Always, yeah.
dressed like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a big enough edge for me.
Dave.
Or enough suits. That's not happening.
Such a good line. But yeah, it really got me thinking because I'm a creature of habit. Like if I find something the way I like it, then that's just how I'm going to do that from now on. And so it's really got me thinking because nothing would make me happier than just be able to just like grab a jacket, feel like I had everything I needed to go play poker. But I think it's an edge. I didn't quite consider that before, but
I think in a casino, it's an edge. There's a lot of games I play around here, around where I'm at, where, you know, I live around country folks and they come to the table in their overalls and stuff. And
yeah,
that wouldn't.
I don't know.
That wouldn't impress them at all.
I don't know. Jim's been wearing a suit every time he's been playing online.
That's right. Yeah.
Just trying to get an edge.
I'll take any edge I can get. It's all about stacking those little edges.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All about how you feel.
Yeah, that's right. Deion Sanders, right? Look good, feel good, play good.
There you go.
That was his thing. Yeah.
So I had another fun story. I was walking through the Rio and glanced over at one of the bars, and I see Jeff Platt sitting at one of the bars. So I kind of walked closer to it. And I had this sweatshirt on, and I walked over close to him. I just kind of walked over, caught his eye, and said, hey, I watch your Twitch stream and really enjoy the work you do on Poker Go and all this stuff. And he just lit up. I mean, he just started asking me questions about what I was doing, how I was doing there, and where I was from, and all this. And of course, 2 seats to his left is Brent Hanks. And he turns to Brent, hey, Brent, this is Jim. And we talked about Rec Poker a little bit, Jeff and I.
That's amazing.
Did and stuff. And he was so personable for somebody that's in the public eye as much as he is. He was just super, super nice too.
You know, he's on a final table right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Short.
I've been watching him, and he's lost a lot of chips in the last couple hours. So
Yeah, he's short. He's
yeah.
short.
But yeah, it was just a really neat experience to run into somebody like that who I watch all the time, and I'm watching Poker Go all the time, so you're listening to him constantly.
Yeah.
And have him come off as such a super nice guy. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm definitely noticing, it's a small, affectionate world, the poker world. And like these celebs, or these poker glitterati, they love hearing that you're a fan. They would love to find out more about you. Maybe not the minute after they bust out of a tournament or something, but I've been really, really pleased with how open and welcoming everybody's been down there, honestly.
Yeah.
It's great. Just encourages, people should go make friends.
Yep. It's a little different vibe though when you're bouncing back and forth between the 10,000 dealer's choice with Helmuth and Mattisau and Negreanu, and on the other
Right.
side of the room, on the other side of the stage, is the 50K high roller with I'll just name them, and they got all these geniuses sitting over there playing. So they don't come off as that personable. Now, granted, they're playing and they're focusing and stuff, so that's understandable, but they just don't kind of put off the vibe as like what Jeff was doing that one day.
Right.
And Ryan did too. I finally got to meet Ryan LaPlante, and Ryan was super, super nice.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's we've worked with him on a couple things with Rec Poker and LPP, and he's a great partner, and a really good. I think he's just like one of my favorite people in poker, honestly. Ryan LaPlante.
Yeah.
And it's only 7 months or so till the next WSOP.
I know. Yeah, that's right. I actually wouldn't mind if they did it in October again, but I'm sure they're going to get us degenerates back there in the summer.
We were there for crappy weather. I missed the actual nice weather in my off time. Like just going to the pool, walking around outside in my shorts. It was like I took shorts down, never wore them. It was cold.
Yeah.
No, I wear shorts. It was still high 70s down there, Kim.
No, don't you remember the one day it was like you got blown across the parking lot?
Well, there was the dust storm day.
You're right.
That was crazy.
Well, and I came after the dust storm, so
that was pretty interesting.
But there was one day that it was blowing really hard. You're right.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time it seemed pretty.
The evenings were kind of chilly, I thought.
Yeah.
For walking around, but
yeah.
That's okay, because I was inside playing poker most of the
time. It'll be interesting next year if they put the series on the strip like they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong rumor.
Yeah, and it'll be a much more centralized experience. I did that walk from the Venetian to the Rio a few times.
Lots more choice in food.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep. Yeah, I'm already looking forward to going back. Play more cash.
Yeah.
If you're ever going to Playground again, let me know. I wouldn't mind going and checking it out.
I will.
I mean, they're not looking like they're having tournaments anytime soon.
Doesn't look like it. But it's fun, always fun playing cash.
I'm thinking I'm going to work on my cash game.
It's definitely, I mean, what's nice about, there's so many nice things about it, but it's a nice way to sort of like kill time before or after a tournament and still kind of keep your brain engaged, but not actually have to like focus or stress in the same way. It's like getting reps in.
Yeah.
And then you just don't make big mistakes in huge pots. That's your only.
You've been conditioned in cash though, Jim.
Yes, probably.
To you, it's second nature. I've done a lot more tournaments than I've done cash, and I haven't played much cash in years. So I almost feel like I have to reacclimate myself to the differences, and but I don't foresee that being a big deal. But
looks like Jeff made a pay jump. 4 left.
Yeah,
there you go.
Ladagich just got knocked out. He's officially got his highest score ever now.
Ah, nice. How cool is that? Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, his previous high was 116K. And fifth place just paid 123. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I want 6 figures. That's what my goal is 6 figures.
Yeah.
I still have to get to 5 first. So.
Chris Jones just binked another tournament on the weekend.
Yeah.
5 figures.
Yeah, that was impressive. I caught the tail end of the stream that Tim had out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. Well, Jim, it's not that different from tournament poker. You're just deep stacked the whole time. So people show up with unusual holdings a little more often because they can get speculative So in some ways, like ranges are wider in that way. That can make it a little hard to.
You don't have
pull
the
people
same
out
amount of
sometimes.
fold equity, in my
Right.
opinion, in
Yeah.
cash.
No, you don't.
Like in you're playing a tournament, you can shove 25 big blinds and you
Mhm.
get an enormous amount of fold equity, right?
Yeah.
But it's not reasonable to shove 25 big blinds over a 3 big blind open.
Yeah, on the-
when
on
you
the-
have 100 or 200 big blinds deep, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
And on the flip side, when you have it, you don't, you don't have to worry about getting value out of it.
Yeah.
You can get a lot more value.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the real key is winning a lot in the big pots.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that you have to worry about is how do I get, more than 80 big blinds into this pot. Yeah. But just size up for everything and that'll make you feel more confident in your ranging too. Just, that's one big difference is people don't respect bets or raises in a cash game the same way they
as
do
much.
in a tournament.
Mhm.
So you can size way down in a tournament.
Yep.
You got to size way up in cash. Or you just don't actually narrow the range, which can be fine depending on what your goal is, but usually that's what that means. But yeah, cash is my favorite, I think.
Hey, buddy.
Maybe it's just one I'm more comfortable with. There's no big scores in cash in the same way.
I'm
No,
trying to hold on to get past late reg for a quote.
I don't know, Jim, you brought home some pretty good cash from those games.
That
in
is
Vegas.
true. That is true. In fact, it almost made me whole for all my tournament bricks. Oh yeah, we're in this hand together. 2 Jims in the hand. BD. I didn't think they would be able to call there. Interesting spot here with the stack sizes, what they are.
Yep.
There's a lot out there. All right, time to get some visual reads on Jim Gibson.
Absolutely bricked. That's the read right there.
All right. I had a good hand.
I had a middle pair, and honestly, it was priced right to get in. We're even on 3-bet. So
Yep. I had a big pair.
He means nines.
it was still better than mine.
I thought maybe I'll put this one in the forums. It's an interesting. Sizing is something that I continue to
Work.
Yeah. No,
Work
it's true.
on.
Yeah, it's like
Me too.
Yeah, it's a battle with me too. So I get it.
I'm always wondering. Part of it comes down. Part of it comes down to hands where it's multi-way and the different opponents have very different stack sizes, and so I have to I'm trying to tailor a bet that's uncomfortable for everybody, but I should really just be tailoring a bet that's uncomfortable for the people that have more chips in their stack. I just got to remember that more in real time.
I think it's the other way around.
Well, what's the goal of the bet, I guess. But you'd rather
It's the
make the
effective
small
stack. I think the
Yeah.
goal of the bet is always the effective stack. So in a multi-way pot, it's the shortest stack.
So this is like an interesting. This is like what we're talking about between tournament and cash play, right? Because in cash, usually what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the big pots bigger when you want to win them. And in tournaments, that's almost like the opposite approach, where you want to make it's all about leveraging folds.
Well, not necessarily. It's also about leveraging to get paid by hands that are not as
Yes.
good as you. So
Yes.
it's a fine line you're trying to walk there.
Right.
So that's why it's dependent on, what the flop looks like and the pre-flop action and what's are in the stack sizes and,
Mhm.
What you're going to have SPR is going to be if you get called, if you get raised, are you folding? Like it's all of those things combined. There's so many things to think about at once. When you have, less than 50 big blinds in your stack, you're trying to think all the way through to the river.
Yep.
It's not like cash, right? It's different.
I think it is. Yep, I think it is.
I had 11 deer in the driveway yesterday, Jim.
Oh my God. Is that a
11.
personal record? Is that like 2 families? Is that a whole another family coming over?
There's everybody. There was 2 bucks. I got a nice picture of 2 bucks in the front yard, and they were actually
Oh.
rutting each other.
Wow, really? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And I haven't seen him around, so there's a new bunch come in.
Hmm.
Hunting season starts soon, so they're probably
Oh,
going to
yeah.
Mhm.
They know enough to come into town.
come and hang out with Snooze.
Come
So-
inside.
Yeah.
I got
They
a
come
couple in
inside
back
the
room
time
here.
limit, inside the town limits where they can't be hunted.
Yeah, it's kind
And
of cool though.
yeah, and is that a territory thing when the 2 of them are
They're
going
just
head to
young,
head like
so I
that?
think they were just like testing each other.
Yeah.
You can see that or not? Too bright, probably.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep. Cool.
Oh, nice. Wow,
One's like a
that's
6
so cool.
point, the other one's just small horns.
That's cool.
And there's the whole.
Oh wow.
It looks like you have a herd.
Yeah, it's true.
I do have a herd.
Sounds like he kind of does. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
take all the photos you can before hunting season, I guess.
Yeah, they're not allowed to hunt. Apparently, these deer don't go any more than a mile away from their territory,
Right.
and there's no hunting in this area. You have to go up to the next town line over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, might lose a couple. More likely to a card than
I
a
bet.
bullet.
I bet. And are there restrictions on? Sorry. I mean, they can't go. How close can they hunt to your place?
So Harburn Road, which is about a mile away, and then I think so far up, someone told me only on the west side of that. So.
All right. Well, that's something. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're seeking diplomatic immunity.
All right, Kim.
Mother,
Uh-oh.
that sucks.
That didn't sound good.
Ace king
Evil.
versus aces.
Oh.
Sorry.
Just a cooler. Sorry, not really.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for some things, not for winning, but for
Yeah, for the manner.
madness that I put upon you.
That's right. It's very generous.
That's all right. It's just
That's the trouble with
it's a
Ace
cooler.
King, right? Like
No,
usually
it's not
get
the
it
trouble with it.
No, but
What's the trouble with it? Sometimes you're going to be against aces,
I know it's one of those.
and that
hands that you're
sucks.
really
But when you're
folding.
against kings, you still
Right.
have 30% chance.
Yep,
Right.
it's true.
So that when you hit a king, they're way, way behind. I mean, when you hit an ace, they're way, way behind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been in tournaments where you're card dead and you just plodding along, make the odd bluff here and there. You get near the end with Ace King, and it's Ace Queen.
Right.
I was in a
Sometimes
couple
you
of
wish
those
you
this
didn't have
last
these
week.
big hands.
It's all
Yeah.
right. I'm tired anyway. Go and catch up on a show. What's my shows that
Yeah.
I missed? I'm still trying to catch up on them all.
Go grab a couple Coronas and hit the lazy river.
So Elizabeth and I, talking about the lazy river, Elizabeth and I, on our last 2 nights, we had to find somewhere new to stay. So we were booked into this place, and it was like, I think it used to be a nice place, but I think since COVID, they've been renting their rooms out, right? So there was a lot of tenants there, and there was a lot of shady business going on, and
Really?
yelling and drinking and
Like gambling?
drugged out people in
Yeah,
the
I got you.
parking lot and stuff. So we complained a lot. So they upgraded us to a different resort, and gave us a free 2 nights, even though we only had 1 night left there. But they had
Right.
a lazy river at this resort. It wasn't ever fun. We just like took the day off and just played on the lazy river. Wish we were staying longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, lazy river. It was fun, even though it was cold.
Right. Right.
Lazy river to the hot tub and back again. All right, I'm gonna out of here.
All
I've been
righty.
online long enough. Enough
Good night.
screen time for me today. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for the words of wisdom earlier.
Platt just busted in fourth.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Good run though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lifetime
for sure.
best. Lifetime
For
best.
sure.
Hey,
Yeah,
the-
impressive.
every tournament you don't win, you lose. You know, fourth sucks. Like, if you finish second in a
Second
tournament,
is worse.
it sucks. It
Even with
sucks.
160 grand
Yeah.
in your pocket walking away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could patch a few wounds with that, it'd be good. But
Like, yeah,
anyway.
later it feels better.
Yeah. You're
But,
right.
No,
It feels really, really bad because you worked so hard to get to
yeah.
there.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And then the pay difference is so different.
Yeah.
I'm
Between-
just thinking about what you can buy with that first place win.
Right.
And then when you don't get it,
Kiss of death.
Yeah.
Kiss of death.
Yeah.
I never do that anymore. I don't even look at the pay jumps anymore until I'm actually at the final table. Because it's just like, as soon as you even think about that, boom, kings into aces, good nights.
Oh, he was ahead too. Ace nine,
Bad juju.
ace nine lost to king jack.
I didn't even see the.
is that what Christian posted?
All right.
All right, Kim,
Running
nice
out of
chatting
here.
with you. See
Oh
you
my
next time.
goodness, it's only 9:45. It feels like it's 1 in the morning.
Yeah, you didn't even make first break.
But I did make the end of registration.
Oh yeah, you
only
made the
barely.
registration. There you go. Well, welcome back to Canada.
Yeah, I've been here for a week now.
I'm not
sometimes
fully
I'm like-
recovered. I'm still not fully recovered. I need a
Can't
couple
be
more
jet
days.
lagged.
Yeah,
Just late nights, I guess. Huh?
yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just don't bounce back like I used to.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
All right.
Quite a few
Good
years
night.
younger than
Good
us.
luck.
Night.
See you
Kim.
next
Right,
time.
Tim? All right. You guys have moved around. Where are you?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see you.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm still in the same spot, but Jim got pulled somewhere else.
I did.
Oh, yeah, I see you. Absolutely. Right under me in the standings.
Oh my God. No.
Uh-oh.
I
Are
know.
you kidding? Oh, this game is brutal. That was brutal. You just know, you have that feeling.
I called it on the flop.
God, I just saw it.
You'd expect the straight, not the
Yeah, I did.
run of queens.
Amazing.
At least you had chips to get through those.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Bad
That's the
beats.
real importance of chipping up, is to have that. Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin's here. Let me get Kevin involved. Having chips available to make it up, because you're gonna get those.
Mhm.
You're gonna get those even when you're good. You're gonna get those. But hey, yeah, having the chips to absorb it, so you're not out of the tournament. You know, that makes all the difference. That's the kind of thing that you don't even notice until you've had been in that situation enough, and you're like, huh, I didn't go out that time. You know. I think the one thing that playing online has done wonders for me is I'm very unassociated with the results. I'm not at all hung up on results, and I'm just completely process oriented. And if I get it in good, then
Yep.
it almost doesn't really matter what happens after that. So that's helped me a lot live.
Yeah, no, Star Day 2 is at 2:00 today.
Kevin
Hey,
is
Kevin.
in the house.
Hey, Kevin. We can hear you, can't see you.
Yeah. I think Kevin's multitasking.
Kind of, yeah.
Nice to hear your voice, buddy.
Same to hear yours.
Yeah. You just do your thing. We're just hanging out and talking variants. But yeah, I went down on this trip, and just like it was a total brickathon in the tournaments that I was like most looking forward to actually playing, which was, that's fine. That's how it goes. They're big field tournaments. But I felt like uncomfortably great about it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I don't think you gave yourself enough credit for that flip out thing. It was just a flip out to get to the next stage. You
Yeah.
didn't go out then. You can make a little more money.
It's true. That's true. Thank you, Dave. That's true.
I think you were too hard on yourself with that.
Well, I mean, I give myself full credit for making it to 55th after the flip through.
There you go.
But I can't take credit for actually cashing in the event, like, because that was determined by luck.
You had the same chance as everybody else. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
it turned out, and then you made something of it. So
it's true.
That's a good thing.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks, Dave. I guess if you're gonna have a skill edge, be lucky. That's a pretty good skill edge.
That's an important skill edge to have. Yes,
I think
the luck skill.
Yes.
Where are you, Kevin?
Right now, I'm in the media room at the Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino for the first series of poker.
Yes, sir.
So,
I was gonna say I recognize that. I recognize that crown molding.
yes,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Quality work there. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go out in the hallway.
And so, Kevin, now that you've had a little more time down there, what's new and exciting? What am I missing out on?
Well, today has been kind of a crazy day because it's been, as you may have, when you were down here, wasn't exactly like teeming with activity at times.
True.
But today it's like a weird combination. There was the $600 no limit PLO, plus there was a 3K no limit 6-max, which is about 750 entries right now, which was kind of unexpected because it's a 30-minute level. It's 30-minute blinds.
Yes.
And it's a 2-day tournament. And then also tomorrow starts the seniors event.
Right.
So that's the first of 2 flights. And it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like tomorrow. Because I mean, there's definitely a few people that have been in line to register, and the line's like a couple hours ago were like really crazy. But it's definitely settled down right now as the PLO no limits on dinner, and everything else seems to have settled down with that, which is good.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 final tables going on at the same time there.
Yes, actually, yes, the 5K freeze out, the 10K PLO, which is on Poker Go right now, and also the double stack, which is supposed to stop with 5 players, but it looks like it's going to play down to a winner tonight, which has Jeff Platt is one of the 4 players at the final table.
We just heard that he just busted.
Yeah, we were railing him on the scene here. I think he's just out.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't show his table.
Hmm.
You would have thought like that would have been the one to show.
Well, that wasn't really. They were supposed to start with 5 players in the double stack, but I don't think that was good. They were planning to stream that one anyways, because the No Limit Deuce to 7 is going to be tomorrow on PokerGo. So I think they just decided, because they start today with 17 players, so it just made sense just to play that down the way instead of having to waste 5 players' time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy all the different layers of logistics going on down there. All these different competing interests, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that going on. But yeah, it's been
my
like
internet's still on.
Yeah, I see you.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I saw something there. But yeah, it's been like I said, today's been just a wild day, and because it's just like there's been like 2 weeks of like not a ton of I mean, there's been field's been whatever, but it's not like you walk it. It's not like a busy Saturday middle of the afternoon break time, and there's thousands of people all trying to go someplace.
Yeah, we were just talking about what that might look like next year, because when everything's a little more centralized, if that's the way it works out, having it on the strip, then oh, there we go. I got a lucky river. Too bad.
There you go.
For a kicky. There we go. Sorry. And how that might affect sort of like the social atmosphere even a little bit if more people are just physically closer together. Because I know like traveling from the Rio to the strip, something just as simple and mundane as that, it just creates enough friction, I think, that people don't necessarily see as much of each other as they might otherwise.
Yeah, and there's also issues of parking. Are you gonna have to pay for parking and traffic getting there, and it's gonna create its own new round of logistics.
Right. Yep.
So that's gonna be, and I mean, it's not official, obviously, but I mean that's where it's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be like in the usual late May through mid-July timeframe.
Good news there. Birthday. So I already got one asterisk cash. Maybe it's time I could go down there and get a birthday bracelet. There's a little alliteration there too. You never know.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, Jen.
That's a hashtag. We just birthed a hashtag here on the OPaH.
That's right. Birthday bracelet.
Gonna go down and get a birthday bracelet next June 20th.
Yep. I like the idea. just hope it's not flipping
in the summer next year.
Sounds like it.
I think that's the expectation. I expect they'll make some sort of official announcement during the main event in next week. But we'll find out. But I can't imagine being at the Rio in 2022 because I think it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's just I mean, pretty much all the signs are pointing towards Bally's Paris.
Yep. Is there someone, Kevin, do you know anyone at the WSOP that you could ask about this? Or
I could find a few people. But they won't, they would, off the record, of course.
Yeah. Well, this is going out to everybody. So
right. This is world. I know this is
worldwide. Yep, worldwide. Exactly. But that is, I had heard. I mean, everyone's talking about Bally's being the place for it.
Yeah. I think it's
kind of crazy though. Like, how long's it been at the Rio?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was like 2000.
2003? No,
3 was Moneymaker, 4 was Raymer, 5 was Hashem, and with the Hashem year, because Howie's, Harris, well, they were known as Harris at the time. They bought Binions basically for the WSOP, but they made an agreement that the final 3 tables would be held of the main event would be at Binions.
Right.
So they played. So it was 2005 when everything moved to the Rio.
Hey, Tim, your time banking, just in case.
Oh, thanks.
That's relevant. Yeah. That's the benefit of the OPaH better kicking in.
That's right. It's that team effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it also back in the day, Yeah, and back in the day, they didn't have all these rooms in the convention center.
Right,
They had like
right.
I think it was just they had the Amazon for everything.
Right.
And then over time, they got because there were other conventions that were being held here at the same time. Infamously, there was once a girls cheerleading convention was in one of the other rooms. I won't go any further on that. I'll leave that to your imagination.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they used to have the Poker Palooza. I think that was in Pavilion. They had, that was the big poker convention.
Mm-hmm.
They would use that, all the vendors that were available. At this is of course
Right.
pre UIGEA and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
there's like all sorts of poker products back in the day.
Well, I know Binion's was like the mecca for a long time.
Yes.
And that's sort of like where a lot of the magic happened. So it's really just an evolution.
Yes, of course.
You
Yeah, I mean, it was like it got to a point where I think in 2004 they had tables out in the outside Binion's.
Right.
Because it blew up. After the Moneymaker year, it just blew up.
Yeah. Yep.
I think there was like 11 handed, like may have been 11 handed.
Oh man.
And people complain about handed these
Like
days.
Yeah.
like at the last Run Good series, so they had like PLO 8 going, and there were so many people registered, and they didn't have enough tables. They were running PLO 8 10-handed.
Oh man.
Mm.
You're gonna run out of cards.
That's what
How
I was like. It was like they were like under 10 cards at the end. I was like, that's insane.
That's
like-
insane. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah, I know they're going to be back there. Runga's going to be back there mid-November. I think the 11th to the 14th. They got like a little mini series going.
Yeah. We were just
Yep.
talking about that. Tim, that's in your backyard, right? You're gonna be
oh yeah,
there.
I'll be there.
Nice.
They have a free golden ticket event. So if you win, there's I think it's like a 130 turbo on. No, there's like a 125.
I'm really hoping I'm not playing the turbo.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, there's a 420 main. $420 main event, and all three they have free events. All three are going to give a golden ticket to the big pro-am. That's going
Yeah,
to be
that does sound cool. That does sound cool.
So that may be a
Trying
reason
for
why you
2
would play
years to
turbo.
win a ticket to that.
Yeah. This could be it.
Could
It's your
be.
moment.
Yeah.
Could be.
When's your birthday?
It already happened. I'm thinking early Christmas present.
Yeah, now you're talking. Now you're
Yeah,
talking.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool to actually play in the Poker Go studio.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. We were
I
talking
think
about
it'd be
that on
just
the
cool
podcast.
because like all the big time pros that they're gonna have there, like
Mhm.
Helmuth's gonna play, Nogranu.
Mhm.
They name dropped a couple others, but I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I'd
would
definitely
agree.
bring in a poster. Here, sign this.
Yeah, that's right.
Here, sign this.
Exactly.
Hey, Kevin, are you playing in the tag team event? It's on Halloween, I think, right? Is it on the Sunday?
No, I've done playing bracelet events for 2021.
Oh, I thought you had some wiggle room in that. I know you did.
No,
You did the Tuesday and.
No, I used the wiggle room last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
and,
I'm still recovering. Don't count on me being
Fair.
100% yet. I don't know how you keep
No,
it
no.
up, man.
No worries. Yeah, I wonder that myself sometimes. But, yeah, I was hoping to. I got busy doing other stuff, so I didn't get to tell my incredible story
Right.
on the OPaH. But I mean, I did write in the Kev. If people read the Kev Map report,
That's right.
kevmap.substack.com, you can read all about that
You
and
can
the
go-
hilarity that ensued.
Yes.
And when I actually played the tournament, so yeah, that was not my best effort.
I've enjoyed the Kev Math report though. Every week you've got a lot of fun stuff in there. A little fun, a lot of info. It's right in your lane, man. Nice. Real nice.
Yeah. I thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, when I start, this week. I think will be the 10th issue. Yeah, this week will be the 10th. I've written 0 words yet, so I got to do that tonight.
Yeah.
You get it out in the afternoon tomorrow. But
Yep.
yeah, I've been amazingly surprised at how many people have actually subscribed to the newsletter. I was expecting maybe like a couple hundred, like at the start, and I like quintupled that on issue 1. And I was like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, because I'm not, I mentioned to you before, Jim. I'm not like a writer. It's not like that's my thing. I mean, my writing is 280 characters or less at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yep. Well, you found. I mean, you know what you're good at, right? You found that niche. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't want to stay long because I know you guys are doing your thing. But I just wanted to pop in, say hi.
Cheers, Kevin. Well, I always appreciate swapping stories with you and seeing what's going on down there. I'll be here every Tuesday, so maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week. I'll try to hop in tomorrow. I mean, on next Tuesday. Main event week is going to be. Yeah, main event is going to be. It's going to be interesting.
Well,
yeah,
when you're home and back in the home game on Tuesdays, then we'll get some good quality time in.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'll have some good stories though.
I think you might.
We'll see if I want to tell them though.
We got to send some of these down your way. I think get you on Grolsch time.
That may help. You'll get all the juicy details if I start.
Yeah, that's right. Someone get this man off the record.
Exactly.
All right, man. We'll have a great time down there. Keep doing your great work.
Only 4 more weeks to go.
Oh,
it doesn't sound. It seems like it's gonna be forever, but
that's like 2 fortnights. It'll be over in no time.
Yeah. When you put it that way.
Yeah, come on, it's like nothing. You 2 fortnights.
No worries. Cheers. One 4-week period. All right. Nice chatting with you guys, and I'll talk with you next week.
Keep it up, buddy.
Peace.
He is such a fun guy. He's just doing what he loves doing down there, It's amazing. That's how I felt, honestly. Down there playing cash and just telling people about rec poker. Yes, please.
Right.
More of that. More of that.
Maybe that just have to be your new way of marketing.
Yeah, that's right. Just go driving around from tour to tour and just tell people how much I love rec poker.
Yep.
At the tables. I like it. Pitch that to Steve, Tim. Tell Steve, hey, we got a great plan for Jim. Just gonna drive around telling people how much he loves rec poker.
Yep. Buying Long Island iced teas. Before you know it, they'll all be premium subs at the end of the night.
That was so funny. Honestly, that's the most fun I've had in a long time. The guy to my left who started this whole iced tea thing, I was drinking coffee, just to be clear, because I had just busted out of the daily. And I was finishing my coffee and he ordered a Long Island iced tea. And I was like, I'm not in the tournament anymore. I can unwind a little and have some fun. And so we started talking. Turns out he's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but we managed to get past that. Yeah, that's what I asked him. And then we started ordering our drinks on a cycle because Mila, the waitress, who was fantastic, was kind of like looking out for us, I think, a little. When we did the first round of Long Island iced tea, she's like, listen, that's a lot of alcohol. I was like, yeah, that's why we chose the Long Island iced teas and ordered a round of them for the table. But I was like, I'll always remember this like gently admonishing look on her face when she delivered the news, like, that's a lot of alcohol.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, sign me up. Got to find my way onto some of these rec poker road trips. I'll just play cash while you guys can chop the tournament prizes.
Yeah, I don't know. The cash tables at the last event I played. They were rough.
Oh yeah. It's really about finding the right table, of course.
It was, I just remember I sat down, and it was like a 1-3 or whatever. So I did the max. I think it was like 300.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked around and there was like 3 guys sitting at the table. They easily had 1,200 in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had all these tournament crushers just coming over after they busted. And they're like 300 bust, 300 bust. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this isn't a very fun game. Like, we're playing 1-3. Every pot pre-flop was like $60. I'm
Right.
like, I was like, I'll just take this. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, I mean that's not a good table.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a good table if you're running hot,
Right.
but otherwise, yeah, that's not a good table.
And then there's this one guy, he changed seats like 3 different times because he thought his seat was unlucky.
Oh, yeah. He's like, those other 2 seats were also unlucky, but I'm an excellent poker player.
I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was at this one time. I mean, it was just a blast a couple months ago. I mean, everybody was having fun. I mean, there was a couple people that would trickle in, bust out, and then, leave. And then a couple more would trickle in, bust out, and leave. And like the core, like 5 of us were just having a blast, side betting everything.
Right.
We're betting red or black flops for like $25. Like, and it was, we were having a ball.
That's awesome. I like that red or black flops. The game I was playing at the Rio, the button straddle was really popular. And so we were button straddling 6 or 7 hands in orbit. And that really changes the action, of course.
Mhm.
And it's the only time I've played, because I've played under the gun straddle, which is a real sucker's bet. Like you really only want to do that if it's going to drive some good action.
Right.
But the button straddle I really like. And the mood of the table was such that like people kept reminding me to straddle.
Yep.
I was like,
Hey,
oh
buddy, it's your
yeah,
turn."
right. I was like, yeah. But that, I mean, I don't like the under the gun straddle, but the button straddle, I might try and do more of that, because what then happens is the small blind is the first player to act pre-flop.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to decide first whether they're going to continue in the hand or fold their small blind, and then the big blind, and then all the way around to the button again. So you get to buy position in an increased pot where you're actually going to be last to act pre-flop now. All it cost you is 2 big blinds. And the only people in the hand with any money are the first 2 that have to act.
Right.
So I mean, you still get dealt the same cards you would in any other position, but you've changed a few of those edges in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time it's not a great situation if you've got a bunch of aggressive players at the table who are going to
Yeah, I call them straddle attackers.
Yeah. But even then, at least you're on the button.
Right.
And it's way different than being under the gun. So, and it also, of course, it like halves the effective stack, really, like you're saying, Tim.
Right.
When you're playing bigger than the blinds, no one's really at 100 big blinds anymore. Now everyone's at 50 big blinds, and so that's a different game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the. I don't know if they let you do it at the Horseshoe. They might, I guess. Never happened when I played there, but there's a card room in Omaha that I go to.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like every hand's a button straddle. Everybody there, it's action.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see like $80 pre-flop, $100 pre-flop, $200 all-ins playing 1-2
Right.
pre-flop, and I'm like, just sit here. Okay, I'll just wait for.
I'll just wait for my hands. Yep.
Like,
Yep. That's the only way, right?
Played those 1-2-80 games.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was wild.
That's right.
The first
I
day
feel
I was
like
there,
I'm getting short.
I was like, what is going on here? I was like, all you guys are like at this like underground card room, so it's supposed to be like serious card players. I was like, and not one of you knows what you're doing.
Right.
It's like, this
Right.
makes no sense to me.
No, but perfect.
Yeah, it was great. I know there was one day I was in for like 200 and left, I think, with like 1,500.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
was
Well,
just-
when you can,
Yeah.
stick around and bet big with good hands, that's a good table to be at. But that was one thing I did notice, because I played a little at the Aria, and then most of my action was at the Rio, and like table selection mattered a lot.
Mhm.
A lot. Like, I think I played 3 sessions there, and 2 of them were in the post bust out period. So like starting after 7 p.m. or something like that.
Right.
Those are good tables. People have been drinking. They're pissed because they busted out of a tournament. No one's at the Rio to play cash. They're there because they busted out of a tournament.
Right.
And those were good fun tables. People are looking to relax. But then the day I showed up early, I had about an hour to kill, and so I sat down at 1-3, and it was just a bunch of nitty grinders. It was
Right.
not, they're there just killing time till the tournament starts. So they're not looking
serious, no
there's
conversation.
exactly, and they're like practicing their discipline and stuff, so it wasn't as fun or as lucrative a game.
If I get cold, I'm probably out.
All right, well, let's get it through. Get one through. Get it through, Stu. Do you have a nickname yet, Stu? Mhm.
Oh, pocket threes. It's hoping to double up.
Yep. I
Hey,
see
Jim,
in
you
there
ever
with
go on,
5,000.
You ever been on any of the poker cruises?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
See, I thought about doing one of those.
So we were doing the Norwegian casino at sea. That's the one where Kim won that 59K 3 years ago.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I won the package 2 years ago, and they've honored it for December 2022. So I have $1,100 buy-in for the main event plus the cruise.
Right.
And
Nice.
it's great. Like that was the one Mizraki and Loney and Joe Catter were doing.
Right.
They're a lot of fun.
And you got yours postponed till next December, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. That, I mean, by then I think people will be cruising again.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go this year. Some people did, but I think it should be okay by next year, hopefully.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so Kim and Elizabeth already booked up.
Oh,
Our other
nice.
friends, Lisa and Michelle, they go.
What? Send me the
Info.
details. I'll take a look at it. I've never done it, but I'll be, I'm probably not taking another vacation till then anyway. So
they're a lot of fun because you still do the excursions, right? When you're
right
in the ports, and then you get back at it once it's out in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
They are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. My travel plans are kind of dog contingent at the moment. Unfortunately, my dog Berkeley's getting older and has the usual suite of issues that older dogs have. So it was a little tricky getting down to Vegas, and I think we'll probably not do much in the next little while. What am I going to do here?
Good luck, Dave. Oh, nice.
Nope.
Good game.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, look where I got sent.
Hello. 2
Hi,
gyms
guys.
back to back.
With a 10 at the table.
Oh yeah, right.
Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, tough table.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's the kind of flop I like.
Well, there's a yearly poker tournament. I'm trying to think. It's like in Aruba.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah, and it's like cheap to play. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a $600 main event or something like that.
In Aruba. Ooh.
Hello.
I a bunch of the Run Good guys were talking about it. I know like Ray Henson goes down there every year, and a couple of the other ones, and I was like, that sounds like a blast. Like,
Yeah.
You're down on a beach.
Who runs it, Tim?
That I'm not sure. I think it might just be ran by the casino down there,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not quite for sure. But there's just everybody was talking about, oh yeah, vacation. You know, they all take their wives and they hang out
Right.
on the beach and they play poker. And I was like,
Amazing. Yeah, I think next year, Ontario, the province in Canada where I live, it's also slow to open up its poker rooms, and there isn't much poker to be had near where I live. But I want to be playing more live, so if that means I have to travel a little bit, so be it.
so my friend, he lives in Toronto. That's what he was saying there too. He said
Yep.
they don't have much of anything going on right now.
Yep, he's
Just a
right.
few underground places open.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I heard that.
I like the underground ones, but I'm always sketched out when I'm playing there. I'm like,
Mhm.
is this going to be the time when the cop walks in? And I
Yeah,
just
that's a
lose all my
non-trivial
money?
concern. Non-trivial concern. Yeah. Yep.
I just signed up for the main event satellite for next year's WSOP.
Yeah,
I've been in a
nice.
few of those. So there's 16 to 20 of us. We'll put in 1600 US.
Oh, is that the Oshawa one?
Yeah.
I might join that one. I emailed Anita or
Anita?
whatever her name was. Yeah, I
Anita.
emailed her to ask. Yeah,
Yeah. So Elizabeth and Kim are playing that too, and Lisa.
I might enter
And
that one.
each game is a $100 Canadian standalone game too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just so you can win something.
What was the I'm just gonna see. I think I emailed her a couple days ago.
But I've
Did
won
she-
2 of those satellites.
Oh,
So I
yeah?
played the main event twice. I would never have done
Yeah,
that.
nice.
You play for points. So
Right.
Orangeville thing.
you can play very passive.
Is
and
that
just
is that another one,
move up.
Dave, that you're talking about?
I think there's like an Orangeville poker tour or something.
Yeah, that's OPT. Yeah, that's Steve Kerr.
Did you guys
That's the
play
one
that?
I've won twice.
That's awesome. Way to go.
And the very last game, I had to fold the entire tournament, aces, kings, everything,
Oh,
because I was guaranteed to make at least the 5K tournament. And one guy had to bust at least 4th for me to win the 10K tournament. And he went out in 5th.
oh my God.
Yeah.
What a sweat.
Wow.
So I'm folded. You know how hard it is to fold every single hand in a tournament?
Yes, I do. I felt like I was doing that a lot last week.
All right, Tim, what were you betting with there, buddy? What were you betting with, Tim? I'm zeroing in on I'm zeroing in. I want the clue. I want the live tell.
I'm just hoping you jam.
That's why he's in the dark there. You can't.
I
really
saw
see
that.
him.
Yeah, I had a smaller pair than your pair.
Oh. Yeah, you
Yes.
should have jammed. I was
Maybe I should have jammed.
glad I said that. Yeah, my buddy, he ran deep. I don't remember which tournament it was. I think it might have been like the Holiday Horseshoe Classic or something like that. But he bagged like, it was like an ungodly amount. It was like 600K, you know, and like the average bag was like 100,000. He said when it came to day 2 that he folded every hand for 7 hours until the final table and still had like 500K and was right in the mix, and then ended up winning it. And I'm like, that sounds really boring though. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I folded some
Good luck,
monsters.
Jim. Ooh, come on.
Nope.
Key.
Nope. That's all right. That's how it's
Hey, you
supposed to
still
go.
Still
Oh, I still
got a
got
chip.
chips. Okay.
Still got a chip.
The comeback begins. See, I was telling you guys earlier, I get disassociated from results from playing online so much. I shoved that all in and immediately just moved on to another thing on my table. I was like, when you said good luck, Jim, I was like, oh yeah, I'm all in on a hand.
I do that sometimes, or like when I have a bunch going, like, just, short on one and you go all in and then you
Yeah.
land on others and you're like, wait, where the hell did that table go?
Yeah.
Shit, I wonder how I lost.
I'm gonna shove this one. I'll go with this one.
I'm
Do it,
really glad.
Stu.
I'm really glad you didn't shove that one, Jim. I had aces on that hand, so
Oh, that would have been the end of that.
I didn't
one.
want to take you out.
Yep. Well, that's very kind. Am I gonna do better than this? Yeah. What's the
But you notice I didn't mention it before.
I was,
got
yeah. I would have it no other way. Yeah, you didn't have to worry about it on that one.
there.
Oh, Cisco, your king's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bad flop, but that little C bet's a powerful thing. All right, here I'm in my favorite position. When you're in last place, there is no ICM pressure.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're supposed to go out next, right?
Yep, exactly. So it doesn't mean that you can't try and ladder, but
Yep.
I've got about a blind and a half.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about realizing my equity on this next hand. What about you, Dave? Do you play? You said you played a little live in Ontario when we met up last time. Is it in what kind of circumstances?
A couple of years ago, they had a monthly up in monthly, like I think it was $300 tournament in why was the name escaping me? Casino Ram up by
Already.
yeah,
Good game.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That one's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you
know.
play any of the Niagara Falls tournaments in January?
Played a couple of Niagara Falls tournaments,
Yeah.
but not too much. What did I play there?
They're just not organized down there. Like they run satellites and they're awful. You can
Yeah.
sit
That's too
there for
bad.
6 hours, not get on a table for satellite.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic the the time I went.
Yeah, it's poorly run.
I played it. That deep stacks one I was talking about was in on the other side of the border at Niagara Falls, Seneca, Niagara.
Seneca.
Yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
place is decent.
And there's Brentford. Brentford runs them too. And Paul Perry were running tournaments.
Hmm.
And then they took all the tables out and put a blackjack and baccarat in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of the poker.
Well, they're
Yeah,
not running.
this-
Is that is that the Blue Heron one, or
Yeah.
or they don't have the
Yeah.
poker anymore? Or?
No, they were going to build an addition and maybe add some tables, but they were just taking too many staff and dealers
Yeah.
away, and they weren't making money.
No, there's an opportunity cost to it.
Right.
Yeah.
They closed that before COVID, or
Yeah.
I thought about going there a few times, but I never actually did.
Mhm. It was like half an hour away when I was in Stouffville.
Yeah, it can't be too far from my cottage, but
No,
Yeah, half an hour is nice.
yeah, from Minden, I imagine it's probably an hour.
yeah.
I'm gonna re-email that friend,
Anita.
yeah, about that other one, just in case it didn't go through, because I know you've got a fixed number,
Well,
20 players.
she's hoping for what was it, 20?
Mm-hmm.
Kim's already told her that we're not interested unless there's over 16 players.
Right.
Right, we want at least 2 packages. So,
Yeah, I like that. I think that's smart.
and that format that she has on there,
Mhm.
she copy pasted that from Kim and I.
Oh, really?
The entire format, everyone, just because we ran a couple of those.
It looks good. I mean, I've been offered a seeded a few of these different ones over time, and this one's a good model. I like the equity
Right.
share too. That's a nice way to do it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we still have a young guy that won when Elizabeth ran one, and he still has $3,000 that he hasn't used yet.
Really?
Yeah, like it was supposed to be for the main event, the 10K event, and him and the guy that they both won the 10K seat, they both decided the day we gave them the package, they were going to break it up into different tournaments.
Oh,
Said, no, that's not how it goes.
right.
And the guy ended up playing a bunch of different satellites to try and get into bigger tournaments. No, he's supposed to be for the 10K event. So this time it's specific, he says, or equivalent.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was weird.
yeah. Like we were a little pissed.
Well, yeah. Just goes to show how important that clarity
had
of communication
contracts.
on the front end is. Well, right. That, yeah.
We had a
yeah.
contract too, right? Yeah, which Elizabeth wrote up being the lawyer. Yeah, Oshawa's not far for you, right?
No, 40 minutes, half an hour, something like that.
Yeah. What's
That
it
was the
mean,
deal
3
breaker.
3
It's
hours for me?
further for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'll stay at Elizabeth's like once a month.
Yeah. It's once a month. It happens to fall. I looked at the dates. It happens to fall on the Saturdays that I tend to do my poker tracker review. So I'll probably just take those off or reschedule or something. So, because I know I can't give up a 1/8 of the season.
Mm-hmm. All right, who's still in here?
Tim and I are at the same table. You're still in, aren't you, Stu? Or did you?
Yeah, like
You're in?
12 bigs. Tim's still in, yeah.
Yeah, we're at the same table.
Yep, still in. Got all these bullies here now.
I think I'm probably good here. All right, ship it in.
Get it in there.
All in with Gretzky.
Nice. There you go.
I cracked aces with that at the $800 8 max this week.
Oh,
That was a lot of fun.
Good feeling.
glad I hit that money. Right.
Yeah. It's okay. I had 2 other tournaments where aces took me out of the tournaments, including the last one I played. The guy that sat down had a bracelet on his wrist. I never did catch his name or the story behind it, but it was
Only one bracelet?
Yeah.
Pawn shop.
I figure if he had more than one, I'd have known his name.
Cool. You can hear Side L coming down the hallways.
Yeah, he's got him around his ankles. And
Rattles.
That was a commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually did a commercial where they was
The
checking
rattle.
his bracelets or
Yeah.
something.
That's awesome. There we go.
have my most hated hand right now.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Come on,
Raise.
guys.
There you go. Ooh.
Oh
I don't
no.
know.
Oh, he hit it too.
Gross.
All right,
That's why I hate it.
You can tell us what's the hand.
Ace queen.
That's a strong hand to be your least favorite hand.
I counted how many times or what I was. Ace queen, the ones I counted this weekend, I was 1 for 15.
Wow.
That's funny because
Yeah.
it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was counting my ace kings
Yeah.
because I was arguing with somebody in my coaching group, and he's like, "Dude, you don't lose that much with ace king, like it's impossible." And I was like, "All right, I'll tally it for you this weekend." I was like, "Anytime I get it in with ace king sub 20 bigs, I will tally it." I went 1 for 17. I was like, that's why. Like, yes, I still play it because I have to, and it's a right play. I was like, but I would rather play pocket threes.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about in the hand review.
Oh yeah.
Hand history. Like ace king, you're either going to bust with it or you're going to double up with it. It's one of those hands you just have to get it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it.
I ran okay with ace king and queens
Those are good
this
cards.
last week.
Those are good.
Which are good, but man, ace queen, and it was really funny because the one hand that I won, I was at a rebuy at one of the deep stacks, and a guy lost with ace king, two hands to my right, and I was telling him I'm over. I have not won with this hand all weekend. And we commiserated it a couple minutes. 2 hands later, I get it. And I am in big blind, and guy on the other side of the table does a 2.5 raise, and I come over the top for 7x. And he folded, and I threw that thing on the table and went, "There's one, boys." That's the only one I won all week.
I love it.
Oh, and it was funny because as I'm throwing it over, the guy I was commiserating with he's going, "Ace queen." Before I hit the table.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
you got to have that kind of fun with it, right? Because
it was fun.
Yeah, it's gonna come get you either way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had a real streak with queens there for a while too. It seemed like live every time I shoved queens, it was into kings every time.
Mm-hmm.
Just every time. I was like, there was one tournament where I rebought like 3 times and I had queens each time and shoved them into kings. I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah, that's a great feeling. Great feeling.
There was one real good one. I remember I went to play. It was like a $300 main. It wasn't very expensive at all. But I remember I went to play, sat down, and I think I played for 20 minutes. I lost a third of my stack with queens. A few hands later, lost a third of my stack with kings. And then a few hands later, lost the last third with aces.
Batting for the cycle.
Gosh.
Wow. And I was like, wow, like stood up and I was just confused. And then I got home and my wife goes, "I thought you were going to play poker today."
Thanks, honey.
It's like, thanks. I did.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I just remember the hand that took me out with my aces was Jack 5 off. Yep. He hit it straight on the river.
Oh, that feels good.
But he called my all in pre. I was really pumped about that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
You can get rewarded, right?
And then he's like, "Well, I already bagged yesterday, but I was just playing today to see if I could bag more. I already have more than I bag now." And I'm like,
Asshole.
this guy.
Hope you lose it all. Have a nice day.
Yeah. And he was playing every hand.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. See you later.
It's funny you get in these spots where it's like it's a dream scenario if you're getting different cards. Different,
Right.
Totally different.
I was like, can't play him any different, whatever.
Right. King 10 offsuit's my least favorite hand. Anybody else do you got one that gives you nightmares?
Not really. Yeah.
Ooh.
I know,
Yeah,
like the worst
king 10.
feeling is when I get 3-bet and I have ace jack
Right.
or ace 10 even, but
Yeah.
like ace jack's the one where I'm like, God, do they really have ace king or queen?
Right. Yeah.
I usually have nightmares when I have kings and there's an ace on the flop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bad feeling.
That's the only time, really.
Yep.
Which is like every flop when you have king.
Yeah, that's right.
I usually
Yeah.
bet out to rep the ace, and then if they come over the top, then
Yeah, I always struggle in spots like that. It's like, am I supposed to get him to fold by repping the ace, or am I
Mhm.
supposed to induce him to bluff by checking on a board that I should be c betting? Because if that's the case, then I should be calling. But if he's just betting because he has an ace,
Right.
then I'm
I
like,
find if you bet out and they come over the top,
yeah,
99% of the time they have the ace.
right,
Otherwise, what are they doing it with? Right?
right.
So you're getting information. If you don't, and he bets out, you still don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good
Ooh,
point.
that
Yeah.
was
So I
okay.
find I always put a little bet out there just to see.
Yep.
And rep it myself.
That's what you're gonna be. And I guess, yeah, we were talking about this in the hand history group, Stu, earlier, you and me and Kim, about how then sometimes what I do is I like project onto my opponent this like level of strategy where I feel like my actions have, made my range weaker. So now I'm like compelling them
base
to do
queen.
some. Oh, let's go, mine. Stay strong. No.
Good Lord.
Holy cow. And everybody else hits ace queen.
Oh my God, I'm all in. Brutal.
That was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Mm,
Story of my life.
I know, Tim, that just proved your point, didn't it?
yeah.
But what do you
Yeah,
do?
I had nightmares.
I know.
I almost said
Sick,
10 or 4.
Jack's in there, it's
Oh, so we
strong.
get 3.
Yeah. Ah,
We're back.
Sounds
Yes,
of pain. Sounds of pain.
No, you gotta laugh about it. That's
Yeah.
poker.
Yep.
I love Jack 10 suited, but I've
Mm,
Me too.
never seemed to do anything with it though.
yep.
it is pretty.
It
I've seen people
is.
play.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Do you guys use it as a 3-bet
Like,
sometimes and as a call sometimes, or do you always call with it, or do you always 3-bet with it, or how do you guys like playing Jack 10 suited?
Depends on my position and the action behind me, what I
Mhm.
try to get into.
Yep.
If I got one guy, raising behind me, a lot of times I'll three bet him in position so that it looks a little stronger.
It's one of the best hands in short bet. It's 10 Jack suited.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah, because he's
right.
got it coming and going.
Win this one. I guess Stewie hadn't.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes.
Bailout card. Like
One.
Hey, put that one in the books.
Oh yeah, there's one.
Write
There's
that
one.
I'm busting this hand.
Uh-oh. Pull this one up.
All right, I'm all into it.
Oh
Oh
boy.
man.
I mean, I have to. I just have
Yeah.
to.
I need to flop a set.
Me too.
I did.
There you go.
Did you really?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Oh
fuck. Damn.
no. Queens and jacks. Who's got
I've got jacks.
He's
You got
got
the
jacks.
I flopped 6s.
Stewie's got the sixes.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice
oh
Oh
man.
man. Good games too. And
Yeah.
nice hit. Tim.
I did
Yeah.
not see that coming with jacks.
Mm,
No.
I can't say that. Jacks have actually been working pretty well for me lately.
yeah.
I've actually not been feeling the jack run bad.
And didn't you have an ACR tournament where you had jacks versus queens and you hit them?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yep. And then I also got Jackson against like ace king and hit a
Okay.
set.
Nice.
Hmm.
But let's see. I guess I did have one the other day where I got it in with queens against jacks and tens, and they both flopped a set. I was like, well then.
Nothing you can do there.
I
Nope.
tried.
Yeah.
I saw the hands. I'm like, yes. And I saw the flop, and I'm like, well, that was fun.
Oh.
That was in the one of the ones Chris was running deep in on Sunday, actually.
Oh yeah.
I was just looking, he had just piles and piles. He had like 200 big blinds, and everybody else was like 30 big blinds.
Crazy.
Effective. I get it in for 30 bigs against a guy with 32 bigs and a guy with 25. I'm like, yeah, this is my time. They both flopped sets. And, I'm like, and I had his table up, and I'm like, and I just watched this dude call a 3-bet with like low suited connectors and flop a straight against the guy with jacks and took him for like 80 big blinds.
Wow.
Yep.
He was running good though. I will say he was running just good.
Yeah. Well, you can't win a
You
big
gotta
tournament
be.
without running
Right.
good.
Right.
Yeah, and it's part of it.
Everybody's short here. I'm just gonna jam.
Mhm.
All right. One
Got a little
call.
action. Yeah.
One color.
I got a big ace, so
Nice.
For the Irish.
Okay.
2 callers.
There you go.
Oh God,
Ooh,
Oh,
that was that was rude.
you ain't up the worst hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
how'd
true.
that happen?
That's crazy. There you go, down to 14. Bubbles at 9. Those play chips are almost yours, Tim.
I know. Can you convert those for real money?
I mean, people will pay you for them, as ridiculous as it sounds. You can
Really?
sell play money chips for real money to people. Yep.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'll sell them for 50% off.
Yeah, I don't know if you get a lot of buyers at 50%, but yeah.
No, I mean like whatever stars.
Oh, whatever
I'll
market.
charge-
50.
I'll-
Yeah.
50% of market.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I think I have like 2 million built up.
mhm.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Dave, were you and I talking about that in one of these a few months ago, or am I
5.4 billion.
Dave's got some play money chips if
I
anyone's in the
remember
market.
that now.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I thought it was too, Dave.
Can you transfer 'em?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find him on his new exchange. We're gonna have him on the Evil Roy chip exchange.
You figure out you can actually sell them. I let me know.
I thought it was Evil Rippy.
Yeah, Evil Rippy.
Oh yeah, I was wearing a mask the other day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna go check on something downstairs. I'll be right back, gang.
Gross.
Something's happening down there. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. I think I'm home alone right now, so I'm a little confused.
Shouldn't have shut us off then, Jim.
Yeah, that might have been
What if he
scary.
screams? What if we can't hear him scream now?
But he muted, so we'll be good. He doesn't come back, we'll know.
Yeah.
There's a 3-hour drive. I can't get down there.
Wow, Jim looks different.
Yeah.
So, you know, he and Steve spend so much time together, they're starting to look alike.
Yeah, he's been crushing them daily deep stacks. Sheesh.
Oh man, not kidding.
I think it was like last week or whatever. He just went on a tear.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I was railing him for quite a few of those.
That's insane.
And it really wasn't so much that he was getting great cards. He was just finding great spots, you know.
Right.
I mean, he's playing really well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
ace king loses on that table. Any of you guys grow up playing the kitchen games like Kings and Lo in the Hole, Queens and Followers, all those games? Guts, 727, Chicago.
I've played so many of those games when I was younger, and now I play them once a year pretty much because I've got a Super Bowl party I go to every year, and it's dealer's choice, and those guys play all those games.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I was playing every other Friday when I was south of here. The same group, and it was dealer's choice.
Yeah.
All those different games. They come up with a new one and add it into the games.
Used to play the ridiculous wild card games as a kid.
Yeah.
Everything, pregnant threes and
Yeah.
one-eyed jacks and kings with the sword or wild or
Suicide Kings.
Played all those.
anything that sounded stupid, we played.
Yeah.
One-eyed Jacks, man with the axe, pair of sevens takes everything.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I grew up watching my parents play back in England every Friday night, and it would run right through Saturday.
Oh wow.
And our dining room would be filled up with smoke. There'd be pound notes all over the table. There's no chips then, right? It was all money. And then watch this one guy carry our couch out the door because my dad bet it and lost it. Oh, they were terrible gamblers.
My God.
Gamblers, dart players. They played a lot of darts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
darts.
Yeah.
I'll have to show a video of it sometime, but I got like my own bar. I built like the bar, but I've got pool table, dartboard, poker
Yep.
table, got a TV and a projector.
Nice.
Pretty nice little area. I got smoke and deal. Like I have nice office chairs for my poker table. I like right after I got my table, I saw an ad and somebody was liquidating like their business and they were
Mhm.
selling office chairs for $10 a piece.
Oh.
I was like,
Wow.
I need 10 of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My wife was not happy. She had to make 3 chips to go pick them up while I was at work
Oh no.
in her car.
Good deal though. Was it a custom poker table?
It's not a custom one. I'm gonna get one of those eventually because they're really nice, but it's a nice one. It was like $400. It's
The
got a couple,
racetrack? Racetrack with the cup holders? Or?
yeah, so yep, it's got all that, and then it's got an LED light that goes around it, and it's
nice.
got phone plugins on it, nice and sturdy. The only thing I don't like is the cup holders on it. They're not very deep. They're only like 1.5 inches deep, so people are constantly spilling on it.
Right.
I think the first day I had it, first game I had on it, my buddy spilled a dark stout on it.
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like, really, dude? And he's like, I'm sorry. Here's $150. And I'm like, let me get a towel.
I was making them. I think I made this one.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
That's a dealer
Oh,
table.
Yeah.
That's a white
that's-
oak inlay. And it has the speed cloth with the suits on it. I
Yeah.
guess you can't really see I guess you kind of can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tray.
And that's a vinyl, automotive vinyl. So that was one I made. That was a gift for Kim.
That's nice too. Yeah.
Wow. Those are
The
really
one I
nice.
use here is nice. There's another one in green.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, the design.
I like the racetrack
Yeah.
type. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I've often thought about doing that. I'm pretty crafty too.
right.
I always see
I got a
people
nice.
selling them, like $700, $1,000, $1,200.
I'm gonna make a few here. I got a nice workshop, the place I just moved to, and I bought a guy's business. Lives around the corner here. He was a carver and a carpenter,
Mhm.
and he can't breathe anymore. He's COPD, so he sold his business. And I bought his entire workshop, like a 30 by 30 workshop, benches, tools, grinders, probably $100,000 worth of stuff. Got it for 5K.
Wow,
Everything.
nice.
So
Yeah.
I'm still unpacking stuff. Like I'm going through boxes that are just full of like carving materials and grinders. I got like 20 grinders because you put a different blade on each one instead of changing them. You buy another grinder. There's 4 band saws. There's a planer, a jointer. It's everything. It's incredible the stuff I got from this guy. So I finally got my workshop back, and I'll be making some more poker tables, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't quite have the man cave yet, so I haven't been here that long, but I will eventually get one.
It's a must. It's a must.
Yeah, I had one at the other house. I had 4 tables set up with the TVs and the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some like just other like tabletop tables. You know, you had to put them on like a round table.
Yeah.
Because there for a while, like I was doing home game and we were doing tournaments, but we'd have 3 or 4 tables. You know, $40 buy-in, and
Yeah.
you know, all these rebuys. It would get kind of crazy. We were doing rebuys and add-ons, and the prize pools would get just massive. And then we kind of slowed down, and then I was like, you know what, let's start playing cash. And then we started playing cash, and well, all these people were like, oh, I can't just play crazy
That's
hands anymore.
Really cool to see it. Sort of
Yep.
the bar on the
Yeah.
table, the slot machine. Yeah, I miss it. We were running like every week 20 to 30 players
Yeah.
tournaments. Yeah, it was fun.
I was like running it from home because guess what? I can drink as much as I want and I don't have
Yeah.
to go far.
We weren't finishing until like 3 a.m.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I'll have to clean up after because I couldn't leave it.
Right.
It'll be 4 o'clock in the morning and going to bed.
Mm.
And all I was doing was a $5 rake for the food and the drinks. Didn't really cover it, but you know, enjoyed having it.
Like in mine, in the tournaments, like people would always just like give me like 10 or 20 bucks back. But like in the cash games, the big winners,
Yep.
I was surprised. Like they would always give me, you know, like, hey, I won 300 bucks. Here's 40 bucks or 50 bucks, you know.
I had one guy say to me, if I don't eat or drink anything, do I still have to pay the $5? I said, yeah. I'm flushing my toilets, using my hydro, paying for the poker tables and chips that I built. You mean you're not going to pay the $5?
Yeah, it's $5.
It doesn't even cover the food or drinks you guys keep an hour. You know, they don't realize how difficult it is to run a tournament. Like
it is, especially when you're playing it too.
Yeah.
setting it up and getting everything ready. And
then oh, this guy busted. And now he wants to rebuy chips. Like, hold on, I'm in the middle of a
Yeah.
hand,
yeah,
but he wants his chips now.
I was breaking down tables one day, like doing a redraw, and at the end of the break, a woman comes down from upstairs and she has her chips in her pocket. I didn't know that she just taken them off the table. I said, you can't do that. Like, what are you doing? You don't take chips off the table. Now I'm going to put 3 tables back up again. God.
Yep. That's funny.
She wasn't even a new player.
Yeah. I think it's funny. I mean, there's just so many little mistakes we can make.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, Milo Jam.
Hey, pretty close.
Yeah.
Enough.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
reverse dominated.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Whew.
I was like, oh wow.
Gave you a sweat. Gave you a sweat.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Good old ace
Did that-
queen.
Good old
Did that
ace
to-
queen. It's always weird when there's a player sitting out when you're 6 or 7 handed like this.
Hmm.
At least they gave you the extra seat.
Mhm. Oh. Break again.
Well, everybody's pretty even except for Captain Walleye. He's got a bunch of chips, but everybody else is pretty even.
And he's not that far ahead of you guys.
No.
Right.
Cool. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a
man.
break.
Do it.
Did you message Anita?
I did. Yeah, I just sent a little follow up.
Right.
Every once in a while, the rec.poker email gets flagged by a spam filter, by some other thing.
So she's
I
thinking
guess
of running at 11 a.m., right?
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. And then not, it's not dark heading home. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know how many she has right now. She did type in who is of interest.
Oh yeah. Well, it sounds like a good format.
Yeah, it's good. Like I
And
say,
honestly, Oshawa is like probably the closest it could possibly be to
Right.
Coburg without being in Coburg. So that's pretty good.
and I found with these games that play really tight because it's about the points.
Yeah.
If you can make, say, the 16 of you, if you can make the top 8 every week, you're up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there was this one guy, Tony, he was running cash games in Newmarket, and he would be playing Orangeville, and he couldn't wait to get back there to continue running those. Right? So his favorite hand, we talked about this earlier, his favorite hand, his was 5 deuce, and he called it the Little Ricky. And didn't matter what was happening, he had no clue on 3 betting, 4 betting, all that stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
under the gun raises. If he had 5 deuce, that was it.
That was it. It was aces.
And like, I don't know why he played the following year too, because he was out first every time.
Yep.
And it was almost to the point where it's just annoying because now he's doubled up somebody that is going to go on.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't legitimately win those chips because the guy was an idiot.
Yeah, I know
So
what
that
you
was the
mean.
annoying part. Like,
Yeah, of course, because now some random person's got all these chips
Yeah.
that they,
yeah.
that's funny.
But yeah, like I found in those, that's why I've done well. It's because I'm very patient
Mm-hmm.
and play very few hands, a lot fewer than you normally would.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it is a different structure. Like it's a different, your goals should be different.
Right.
And it's based purely on points, right? So it doesn't matter if you win or not. You just get more points if you win, but it's not like winning gets you a seat or anything like that. It's just more points.
Well, no, winning gets you the money for that particular day though, because everyone puts in
Oh, right, because there's the side kitty.
That's why they're doing that, right?
Yeah, okay.
The reason they do that is because, let's say you're down to the 7th game
Right.
and you have no chance of winning.
Right.
But if you don't show up, that affects the
Yes.
format and the points. So they do that just to try and get you to come and try and win some money.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I won back-to-back games in that one too. So I actually
Nice.
won my buy-in back.
I was
pretty
gonna
much.
say you're basically free. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was
Awesome.
free rolling.
I love that.
Yeah.
It feels like a really good way to pool the resources and to put the people that play better poker in a position to do something with it.
Yeah. One of the guys in there, Wing Sato, do you know him?
I don't think so.
He runs the game in Scarborough.
Ah.
He has his own poker room.
Ah.
Yeah. What's it called? Aces. Something Aces. And Anita, she's a certified dealer. I'm a certified dealer. There's a few of them because we've come out of the Toronto Poker League.
Right.
So
Yep. Yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be good for me, honestly, just to get more connected to the live poker scene in Ontario. As silly as it sounds, it's just never been. I've just never played locally. It's been something I do when I travel or like just with friends when the football game's on, because all my competitive stuff is online. And I just don't like the idea of like driving 4 or 5 hours to play, and then now you got to get a hotel, and now you're staying 2 days, so you're playing 2 days, and it's like it's just not the same thing. All right, Tim, first hand back.
I had king 3 off.
There you go.
It's a good start.
They call that the king crab.
I like that.
King three.
I like that.
So Jim Gibson, I take it you're a Colts fan?
I am.
One of my good friends from high school is also a Colts fan, and he and I went down to watch them play in Pittsburgh a few years ago, and that was a phenomenal trip. He's one of my friends. His name's Jacob. He's one of my friends that also really enjoys the NFL. So we talk a lot. We talk a lot about football, and we talk a lot of shit about each other's teams. And we've had some pretty crazy matchups over the years. The Steelers and the Colts in the playoffs and not in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
it's been a fun little rivalry to be a part of.
big AFC championship game with Jim Harbaugh. That was quite the game.
It's funny, man. You kind of like associate. It's hard for me to think about the Colts and not think about Peyton Manning. It's still just hard. It's just hard. It feels weird watching someone else be quarterback there.
And we're on our 4th quarterback since he's left. So
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate him.
Huh.
Big Broncos fan.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll never be a Bronco.
Retired a Bronco. Bronco Hall of Fame.
That's funny.
Eric, what are you doing?
I
I wonder if he just got tired of me raising every time he limped. I don't know. I have king queen. I think I just have to fold because there's all these short stacks.
ICM fold.
Yeah.
A small blind. What do you show there? It's usually
I didn't see it.
It was a 7-6 offsuit.
7-6 offsuit. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty sure.
7-9 and 6 of spades.
Yeah. Sneaky,
You just got
sneaky,
tired of
sneaky,
you
Eric.
Got tired of you raising all the time.
I guess, yeah.
He should never show that though.
Right.
Well, it depends on what are you trying to accomplish, right? Like
Yeah.
if he feels like
Because I only really raise when I have a decent hand. So if I have a bad hand, I'm just gonna check behind.
yeah.
Next time he does that, you probably have it. Right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, Stu. It's like, what level are you on when it comes to that kind of thing? Because it's like, if you don't show it, then you sort of don't know what your opponent knows or what their assumptions might be. But if you do show it, then at least you are confident in what they think about that.
Right.
But then you're just not confident about, are they going to respond in the way that A or way B? You know what I mean? So like, I'm with you, Stu, because it doesn't actually, unless you know how they're going to respond anyway, it doesn't actually help. It doesn't actually. So I mean, I guess there's some value in just making other people uncomfortable. Right? Like, I know I play better when I'm comfortable. So there's some value in keeping the players here left a little off their game. But
it's not going to put you on tilt.
Right.
If they did it after the flop and you hit a piece of it and they show nothing, then That's different. But
Yeah. Pipped.
mm,
It was only 0.8 more.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be. So it's a pretty good spot.
you get that thing just pop up on your screen. Watch all the drama unfold.
No, I didn't get that on my screen.
The
Yeah.
deal was 51,789 jackpot.
Oh, I might have different chat settings up or something.
50% goes to the winner, and 50% remaining is split among everyone else who played the deal within the past 12 hours.
Huh.
Yes.
Oh, it's one of the little promotions they run off the lobby.
Yeah. So it's happening right now, but last time I hit on that, my board went weird.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Oh. No.
What are the
spin.
odds?
Oh, man. Tim,
A lot of chop pot.
I was going to say, we're start calling you the chopper. The chopper. Get to the chopper.
I think that's probably like 5 or 6 tonight that I've chopped.
I've seen 2 or 3 from here.
So Jim, did I tell you about my garage story?
I don't think so.
Oh, with the tree?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I told the OPA that
Yeah.
the day after it happened.
Fill me in. I missed a
couple-
couple opas.
Couple of weeks ago, the Monday night game where the Colts were playing Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
Had a guy over, and we're sitting on the couch watching the third quarter. The Colts are, comfortably up by 16 points. And we had tornado warnings and stuff here. Had a lot of rain and stuff coming through, a lot of wind and stuff. But it had all passed through. And sitting there watching the game, and all of a sudden, this huge bang goes off. Felt like a bomb went off, basically, in my house. And we walk outside, and a tree had fallen over the roof of my detached garage, and the top of the tree actually hit my attached garage on my house and poked about 7 or 8 holes, all the way into the garage,
right,
through the ceiling and everything.
Oh, man.
It just destroyed the detached garage. And it's, I've lived here a year, but I've got a ton of stuff that I moved from my old house that was a lot bigger, stored in that detached garage. Yeah. So and I'm leaving for Vegas that Friday. So I end up on the phone, at 11:30 at night with my insurance company and a tree removal service and all this stuff. Guys come through and clean it all up. The next day it was done. They had
really? Okay.
Yeah. They brought in a crane to take that
Wow.
tree off my garage. And I had a contractor, put some boards down on top of the detached garage and put the put some tarps on it, and just so I could go to Vegas and not worry about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys were talking about your man cave. That is my long-term plan for my detached garage, is my man cave. And now we basically got to completely rebuild the roof on it and reshingle it and everything. But yeah, it's a mess. It's one of the big reasons why I can't go back to Iowa to play, because I've got to oversee all that and get it done before the holidays and the cold set in. But
no, and roofing's one of those things where I'm glad that you're redoing it, because people try and patch that kind of stuff, and
this cannot be patched.
Was it a dead tree or?
It's really funny because the top part of it had no leaves, so it was obviously had some problems at the top. Where it broke was fresh live wood, and it was about 8 feet off the ground. So It doesn't look like it did much damage, if any, to the walls of the garage by where it broke. Fortunately, the roof broke the fall. So,
Right.
I think we're just going to be able to get, the adjuster's supposed to be coming tomorrow to let me know, what kind of damage he sees and what they're going to pay for. But
As little as possible.
well,
Mhm.
they've been really good.
Yeah, they're
They
usually
handed
decent around here.
they
Yeah.
handed me a check to cover the tree removal service the day after it happened.
Oh, that's nice.
Just so I didn't have to pay out of pocket for that. But yeah, so we'll see. I've been on the phone with them a few times since I've been back, and they seem cooperative for now. We'll see.
Nice. I haven't had to deal with insurance companies much. One time they did a great job was at home renters insurance when Brown and I had an apartment in Scarborough. There was an explosion in the basement because they'd been storing some chemicals improperly in like a hydro vault or something. And we were like without a home for 5 or 6 months while they were trying to decide if the place was habitable and stuff like that. And we lost basically everything that we were right on the ground floor. So we lost a lot of what we had in the unit. And I will say State Farm, which was the place that we had our insurance with at the time.
That's who my company is as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you never know. I think they had a bunch of people in the building. And so they had someone out there the next day because there were hundreds of units in this building. And they really made it easy for us to get through that. And I do appreciate that we needed that help at that time. So
Right. Yeah, I made the phone call to basically their corporate claims, line, and got that started right away. But my local agent was the guy who, was here the next day with the check in his hand to help me out and all that. So, they kind of got that combination of the corporate and the local guys that do a good job.
Well, it's nice when people have their heart in the right place. I know, for a lot of those big companies, it's just a numbers game and it's just trying to pay as little as possible. And, different way of doing business, I guess. Well, the bad news, Tim, all the money's to your left.
Yeah.
Elizabeth does mediations for Sun Life Insurance.
Oh yeah.
So she can tell you all about that stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they State Farm seems pretty decent. I know, so I do some remodel work and stuff on the side for people, and I'm licensed and stuff, so I can do insurance work. I will say, State Farm, usually out of all the insurance companies, they usually pay the most, but they are the hardest to deal with from a contractor standpoint.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I just remember the last roof I did for somebody, their agent kept on calling me hey, I seen on your bill that you put ice and water barrier on the roof. Why'd you do that? Well, it's building code. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, why'd you put Metal Valley on it? It had Metal Valley on it before. Oh, okay. Well, I see you upgraded their shingles because they had 3-tab and you put the architectural on there. And I said, yeah, because you paid enough for those, so I figured it was all right, and they have a higher warranty. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. It was over the course of 3 weeks, he called me 15 times. I'm like, dude, But as far as the customer, they had it estimated, they got the check right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've heard some horror stories, but
I don't like their auto insurance.
When it works out. No.
I hit a deer one time and I tried to file a claim on it. I had full coverage, and I was on my way to work and didn't really stop. Just went to work because I had my truck. And it did a number on my truck, but my agent goes, "Did you file a police report
Against the deer?"
I said, "Because I hit a deer."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't think they're going to be taking his statement." Well, without a police report, how do I know you hit a deer? And it was the blood and
Yeah.
spur in my bumper, and
Yeah.
he wouldn't cover it. And I was
Wow.
like, oh,
Take pictures. Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Somebody
that
I was
was
talking to was like, well, he must have had to pay out a bunch of claims this week or something. It's like, it must be, because I don't know. I was like, I was upset.
Yeah.
It's like, for a deer? I
That's
didn't know you
funny.
had to make a police report.
that was my job while the tree service was here, was walking around taking pictures of every angle I
Yep.
could find
Yep.
and just upload them to the claims thing. That was pretty simple.
Yeah. Well, CYA, just document everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to fill out a form for my home insurance because I have a wood stove and a pellet stove here.
Mm.
They want to know every measurement from the pipe to the wall to the floor to the couch.
Right.
They want to know everything, what kind of metal it is, the manufacturer.
Yeah.
But
They've
they
got a
won't
little
insure my
metric
house
for
is like-
how much to charge you for it.
Yeah.
It makes
Pellet
sense.
stove, I think so.
I
Yeah.
mean, shoot, I have a buddy who, I mean, he kind of drinks a lot, but he was passed out in his chair, and he had a space heater like by his chair, and he had his blanket on. And he said he woke up and like smelled smoke, and his blanket was on fire.
Ooh.
And then like his carpet and everything else was on fire around him. I'm like, well, how many beers did you have? Like, I only had a couple. Yeah, sure. He's like, man, my whole house just smells like smoke now. And I'm like, well, how close was your space heater?
It's
Like,
cold.
it was like, it had to be pretty close to
Oh, yeah.
catch your blanket on fire.
No, people falling asleep, man. So many fires start
Yeah.
that way. A
Mhm.
cigarette, a cigarette falls out of your
Yeah.
hand into your lap or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a fire job up in Lagoon City. Guy, same thing, fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, burned himself pretty bad, burnt the house down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fell asleep with a cigarette.
Mhm.
And we had a fire in England growing up as kids. My mother plugged in the electric blanket by mistake instead of the clock. The electric blanket was folded up in the cupboard.
Oh.
Yeah, and didn't realize it. So in the night, they could smell the smoldering. So my dad opens a window, and as he goes to throw it, it bursts into flames in the bedroom. Yeah. So that's pretty
Wow.
scary.
Yeah. No
Should be
kidding.
warnings on those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, some things as a kid stand out. Right? You
Yeah.
never
It's
think-
funny the stuff that sticks with you like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially something like that. There's a smell, there's the sight of it, there's
Yeah.
the adrenaline in your system. Like it's a distinct experience from a lot of the other things that you're used to.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Tim. Hurry up and double up.
I do need the double, but I'm looking. This sitting out person has 1.3 big blinds.
Hmm.
Oh,
That was only a
Yeah.
matter of time.
So now I'm
Mhm.
thinking I should be a little less active.
you can get another 5,000.
Little Uncle Tom's cabin there keeps raising every one of my bets. I think he's
Right.
picking on me.
Well, you're in the power seat now, where it's
The ladder up.
yeah, exactly.
Ladder up seat, as I call it. Ladder up.
Nice to see JB Twin Cities at the final table. I haven't been playing as many home games lately, but she's a lot of fun. I haven't seen her in a while.
It was also fun watching Jill Burke go deep in the
Yeah.
tournament. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And she ended up, I think, 67th or something like that in that tournament. But yeah, down to 5 tables.
Yeah, that was a fun. That was one of the things I enjoyed most about being down there was, and someone else said it at one of the tables I was playing at. Said like, "Who are all these rec poker people down here?" It's like, it was cool. Like, often you'd find there were like 3 or 4 people railing, someone in
Yeah.
a WSOP tournament, and that was just really, really cool. And
Yeah,
I,
that's awesome.
It was fun watching the Discord and some of the Twitter sometimes too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was following a lot on Twitter when other people were. That was like my go-to for it. Yeah, I could see when other people were like in the Amazon room or whatever and heading over, and that was sweet.
Steve's really good at getting those out there. I'm
Yeah.
terrible at updating stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve's got it down to a science.
Yes, he does.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about Discord.
It's
I'm-
not bad. It's
Learn it. Once you get into it, you'll
It's
I
not
know
bad.
it's
I
It's
got
just,
into
it's
it.
not like social media, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
It's more like a forum. really.
yeah,
yeah. There's something. It's like the difference between text and email is if I
Mhm.
get an email, I can like flag it and I know that it's something I'm going to deal with, and it's like on a list of things that are important to me, and it will get dealt with. But like a text, I get it, and maybe I like scroll through it, or I have to deal with it immediately,
Yep,
or else I
it gets
risk,
forgotten.
or it gets forgotten. And exactly, Tim. So I worry a little bit that Discord is going to be like that, where
Ooh,
oh boy, that did not run out well for Uncle
Yeah.
Tom's Cabin.
Yeah.
I just read the odd thing on there, and Tim's the only one that sent me anything private because probably because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, I also don't know what the hell I'm doing, because that's another thing. But yes,
I think you're still the only message I have on there for any private message type thing.
Yeah, I'm a big Discorder, but I've also
Yeah.
always like Discord's always up on my computer. So,
right.
but
Yeah.
like my coaching group is ran through like Gareth. That's how he runs his school, is through Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Because before that, yeah, I had no idea what Discord was, but it's like, well, you just paid $1,000 for this coaching. You better figure it out.
You know what? I think that's it, though. Even talking about it with you guys is helping me out here, because I think part of it is that I feel like it's meant to be real-time chat, which is something that, like, I'm not really good at real-time stuff because I like to block stuff out. So like right now, I'm not doing emails or anything else, or like I'm enjoying the home game and hanging out with you guys. So I don't want to have something up on my computer all day that's like distracting me from things I'm working on, or
I mean, you're different than me because you're into it for the business angle a bit, but I only got into Discord because of the Vaccine Hunters Canada.
oh yeah,
And they were very good.
they were great on Twitter too. Yeah.
And then you guys set up the Discord, right? So I added that one, and then the Pokerstars podcast did one, and then today the who was that? Donnie and Remco set one up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for that.
Right.
So that's all I have on Discord. It's just information for me, and I ignore it if I don't feel like looking at it. So I don't feel obligated to respond to anything. So,
right.
But and that's the only way I can deal with it. Just an information source.
2 of my kids have their own Discord channels, so that's how I got into it.
Right.
And learn it. You know, I used to teach them all about the technology, and now they teach the old guys.
That's right.
And
Well,
it's
you
gone.
did a good job then.
Well, you know, it's what I've done for 35 years. So,
Right.
you know, the new stuff that comes out, they can catch me up on.
That's right.
Good luck.
Good
All
luck.
right, here we go, buddy. That's all right. Oh, bugger. You picked the wrong foe. No one
Yeah.
outdraws on
Oh,
Magra.
man. Yeah. Drayback is always.
The Magro
not
could have
gonna be
anything.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the last time I jammed a short stack like that against Magra, I got called with like 10-3 off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
And he probably hit.
How rude.
That's right. How rude. Oh, I love it. Yeah, no, he's got the Bluffsterini flip and go goodness. He just flops well. You can't. That's a good edge to have, man.
Right.
That's a good edge to have.
Yeah, it is. That it is.
Yeah. What was that? There was that great. Excuse me. There was that great Twitter poll recently. It was like, what would you rather have? Flop 5 or get 5% more equity every time you're all in, or know what one of your opponent's card was, or something like that. I don't remember what exactly the terms was, but yeah, man, if you can get like an extra 5% of equity, just luck equity every time you're all in, that's a fun game.
I'd rather not know what the other player has. That takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Hustle. Mike Hustle.
I was watching a vlog the other day where this gal was in a hand, and the she made a call, and the guy who had raised her thought that she had folded by the action that she made, and he flipped over his cards.
Right.
And nobody was they weren't all in. So, they hadn't seen a flop yet. So it's his aces were sitting there, face up, and she's got ace king, but he doesn't know that.
Right.
And so flop comes out, and she ends up missing everything, but she keeps checking, and he checks back all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
I would have instantly just bet something massive.
Yeah.
That I just hit a set or something.
Yeah, 2 pair.
Yeah.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah. But she played it so passive because she didn't want to bluff or whatever.
That's funny.
But yeah, she's like, I'm really running good when people are flipping their cards face up at me, so I can play it easy.
That's funny. I was playing at a great table in one of the deep stack events. We were having a wonderful time, like 2 hours playing, everyone joking, laughing. These two exchanging contact information because they're going to buy some gold mine in Colombia together, whatever.
Oh, nice.
And what ends up happening is this hand goes down to the river. And okay, so pro tip, not all the dealers at the Rio are excellent dealers.
What?
They're strapped for dealers. They're high. A lot of people told me it was their first day dealing.
Oh yeah.
And they were doing they were doing a good job, but there were a few just like people that were not meant to be dealers. And so somehow both players have mucked, and there's a disagreement about who won the pot, but they don't recall the action, like they don't have the same recollection of how the action went down, and the dealer was not paying attention. And so there's this so the floor comes over, and someone at the table heard one of the people say raise, and so they decided that the other player folded, and so the player who said raise got awarded the pot, and that was how they dealt with that. And the other player was completely gracious about it, and there was like an opportunity for it to be like a completely drama-free experience. But the winning player spent the next 3 orbits bringing it up about how that they thought that the other person shouldn't have been in that position anyway, and it was like they hadn't intended to do anything wrong, and the other player was like, it's okay, like it's all right, like let's just keep working. But they just kept getting more and more upset about it, and then she totally tilted her way out of that tournament within the next orbit, just like shoving with bad hands. And it was it just killed the table. It just completely killed the table. It was It's just like this quiet, somber, don't piss that corner
So
off table for a while. And
the main of the run get that I was in a few months back or whatever, the first table, so I didn't get moved until like we were like 15 minutes from bagging. But the entire time, my entire table, except for the guy next to me, like the guy next to me until he busted, which was like 2 hours in. Nobody was saying anything. Like, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm cracking jokes and everybody's just sitting there. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? Like, are you guys not here to have fun? Like,
Right.
they're all serious. There was one guy who, I mean, he's pounding beers, but he's still just sitting there, just quiet. And I'm like, God, like, this is boring. Like, somebody say something. I'd say something. Everybody just kind of give me that look like, hey, shut up, guy. And I'm like, and then I go to this other table and I mean, everybody, like, they were having a good time. Everybody's talking. I was like, this is what I've been missing.
yeah.
And they're like, 5 hands until we bag. I'm like,
I played at the Nugget a few years ago, and the dealer told a joke, and she asked everyone else at the table to tell a joke. Didn't matter if it was good or
Oh,
bad.
there
So
you
it
go.
really opened everybody up.
That's a
We had
great
fantastic
technique.
fun.
yeah,
That's a
like
great
that.
technique.
I definitely think sometimes the dealer's mood sets it too.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you get an angry dealer. Or
Yep.
like a dealer
Yeah.
just you can tell they don't want to be there. They're
Yep.
getting burned out, and you're like,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, like we're ruining your day. Like,
yeah,
you know, like they're like, oh, I got to deal with these tournament players. Can't make any
Yeah.
tips.
right.
I'm
We
like,
had one at Planet Hollywood. She must have made 15, 20 mistakes. And to the point where we're all going, like, you shouldn't be dealing. You know? And she says, I have a migraine. I said, no, you don't have a migraine. You had a migraine, you wouldn't be sitting there.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right? You maybe have a headache or you PMS or something, but you don't have a migraine.
You don't have a migraine. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
she was awful. She
brutal.
was terrible. Yeah.
You know, I don't usually like. I'm pretty balanced player at the table, and you know, most of my emotions are positive emotions at the table. I don't really tilt much anymore. But I discovered that I have dealer tilt still.
oh yeah,
I have dealer tilt. I didn't realize it, but when I was down there, I had to get up and go. I was like, I think we'd played. I'm not even exaggerating here. We'd played like 6 hands in the last half hour, and it was like, and I don't know. I shouldn't even get into it. It was just brutal. It was just brutal.
But being a certified dealer, like I go on dealer tilt all the time.
Yeah.
And I end up helping them sort the parts.
Right.
I've seen them make huge mistakes before.
I like they're like leaving chips on the table.
Yeah.
I kept having to put my blind in because they would like they'd pull the pot together, but they would leave my blind. They wouldn't
Right.
include my blind and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, the pace of play I really noticed was a little tilty for me sometimes, and I'm not used to that at all because I'm like I say I'm used to being pretty even keeled at the table. There's not much that'll annoy me.
Yeah.
We've already won the lottery. We're here playing poker, for God's sake. How can you not have
Right.
a good time? But yeah, dealer tilt still a thing. Still a thing. Not enough Long Islands, obviously. Smooths that right out. All right, gang. Well, I think I'm gonna pack it in.
Yeah,
We
me
did
too.
We did a good job railing Tim to the final table. Nicely done, Tim.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You
Last
win the
man
OPA
standing.
last longer.
all right.
I guess we'll see everybody next week, if not before.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
guys.
See ya.
Everybody
Ciao.
take care.
Take
See you
care.
later.